What happens when a man who has spent years running from his past suddenly decides to confront it in front of the entire world? What truth erupts when a carefully protected silence finally breaks? And why has one confession from Yaman shaken not only his fans, but the entire celebrity gossip industry to its core? Welcome back to Magazine News and Gossip. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe, because today's story unfolds like a storm, a revelation that no one expected, and yet everyone felt coming for a long time. What you are about to hear is a confession that has reignited old flames, created new enemies, and reopened wounds that many believed were sealed forever. The world of celebrity gossip has seen scandals, breakups, reunions, and dramatic confrontations, but nothing compares to what happened when the internationally known actor Yaman decided to speak from the heart with a sincerity that startled even those closest to him. For months, his personal life had been dissected, exaggerated, twisted, and discussed endlessly. But this time, he spoke on his own terms. And his words did not merely land, they detonated. Yaman, whose name had recently been linked to both Demet Özdemir and Sarah Bluma, shocked the media with a declaration that left fans, journalists, and insiders frozen in disbelief. His statement, recorded in a raw, emotional, unscripted monologue, reopened a chapter many thought was long buried. A chapter marked by love, regret, and a dream that he admits still lingers in the deepest corner of his memory. According to insiders, Jan had spent months avoiding emotional statements. He kept his guard high, his tone neutral, and his answers carefully controlled. But something had changed. Those closest to him claimed that Jan had been increasingly nostalgic, especially about one person, Demet Özdemir. The two had been at the center of countless rumors, yet neither ever confirmed anything openly. Still, everyone saw the chemistry that surrounded them like an undeniable aura. Then came the moment that changed everything. A private conversation among friends somehow leaked to the press. And instead of denying, hiding, or escaping, Jan made a decision that stunned even his own team. He called a cameraman friend. He asked him to come immediately. And he said it was time to record the truth. What he said on camera was a confession that felt less like publicity and more like a man standing face to face with the ghost of a life he almost lived. He began with a simple yet devastating admission. Sometimes life takes away what is most precious. Other times, you're the one who walks away from it. In my case, both things happened. He paused, visibly shaken, and continued. When I was with Demet, my dream was clear. A stone house surrounded by nature, far from the noise. Our children running in the garden. A simple, peaceful life. Maybe that was my greatest dream. Those who witnessed the recording said Jan cried afterward, unable to hold back emotions he had suppressed for years. The monologue was not staged. It was not scripted. It was not meant for the cameras. It was simply a truth that had finally escaped. And that truth created a shockwave. Demet Özdemir, who has been the subject of endless tabloid speculation, chose silence. A silence so heavy that it only added more meaning to Jan's words. When close friends asked her what she thought, she simply said, "What can be said after so much time?" Some interpreted this as emotional detachment. Others saw it as a sign of deep, unresolved pain. But everyone agreed on one thing. Her silence spoke louder than 1,000 statements. The person most visibly shaken, however, was Sarah Bluma. The media had recently linked her romantically with January, and according to sources close to her, she was furious. Her social media began to fill with posts that many described as veiled attacks. The most discussed one read, "Some people should look to the future, not the past. Otherwise, they lose themselves." Fans were divided. Was she talking about Jan? About Demet? Or about her own place in this complicated puzzle? No one knew for sure, but tension grew rapidly. Insiders reported that Sarah felt overshadowed, irritated that any mention of her name immediately turned into comparisons with Jan's past relationship rumors. She confided to friends, "I do not want anything involving my name to be buried under someone else's old love story." Meanwhile, gossip circles exploded with speculation. Some believed Jan's confession was genuine emotional overflow. Others claimed it was a carefully planned piece of regret that had been simmering for years. And then came the most shocking allegation, that Jan's words about the stone house, the children, and the quiet life were not metaphors, but quotes from a real conversation he once had with Demet during the peak of their bond. A producer who had worked with them said, "They met for a project, but what grew between them was more than professional. We always heard that they talked about building a life in nature." When I heard his statement, for a moment, it felt like the past had walked back into the room. With Jan's confession circulating everywhere, social media erupted. Fans split into two powerful factions. One group wrote passionately, "This is a confession of love. Demet is still in his heart. This is a late regret, and it hurts." The other side fired back, "This smells like publicity. He is using Demet's name for attention. This is nothing but a calculated move." The debate grew so intense that entertainment programs invited psychologists to analyze the emotional breakdown and its deeper meaning. One expert said, "When someone loses a person who once mattered deeply, regret can reappear even after years. Nostalgia is not something you can erase. It returns when you least expect it." In the midst of all this noise, all this emotional chaos, one thing is completely clear. Yaman has opened a door that cannot be closed again. Whether it leads to reconciliation, further drama, or a new beginning is something only time will reveal. But his confession has already become one of the most talked about celebrity revelations of recent years. And on magazine news and gossip, we will continue to follow every development, every statement, every rumor, and every truth that emerges from this emotional storm. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the drama, make sure to like and subscribe. You are loved, and I hope to see you in our next video.